Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast.
This is a show dedicated to helping you become a better organist.
We're your hosts, Vidas Pinkevičius.
And Aušra Motuzeraitė Pinkevičienė.
We have over 25 years of experience of playing the organ.
And we've been teaching thousands of organists online from 89 countries since 2011.
So now let's jump in and get started with the podcast for today.
We hope you'll enjoy it.
Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Aušra.
Let's start episode 619 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. This question was sent by Brigitte, and she writes, "The variations of the Genevan Psalms are of interest to me. Can I find them somewhere together to come back to them? I enjoy following you and learning from you. Regards, Brigitte." So we need to clarify a little bit what Brigitte means. Currently, I'm in the process of improvising various contrapuntal variations based on Genevan Psalms and posting them on my YouTube channel, Secrets of Organ Playing. So probably Brigitte means these uploads. First of all, the answer to the question if she can find them together, I made a playlist called Genevan Psalms on my channel, so everyone can find them in public as well. But I will link to the playlist in this conversation as well. So shall we talk a little bit what is this Genevan Psalter and how it started and what's the idea behind it?
Well, yes, let's talk about it. Do you like Genevan Psalms?
Yeah, you know why? Because first of all, they're a very uniform collection, 150 psalms, and I bought this edition for Canadian Reformed churches, which is in electronic PDF format, and I use my iPad to play from it, and for Score app on the iPad as well to turn pages. It's very, very convenient. Genevan Psalter, also not known as the Huguenot Psalter, is a metrical psalter in French created under the supervision of John Calvin for liturgical use by the Reformed churches of the city of Geneva in the 16th century. That's what Wikipedia writes. And there were several editions. The first one was from 1539. And it contains 150 metrical psalms, and later editions have probably more than psalms, more popular hymns and various other canticles. So John Calvin learned about metrification or versification of metrical psalms in German from Martin Luther. And he made his own French version in that separate collection, which became the basis of all the hymnals in Reformed churches throughout the world. And, for example, the Dutch Reformed Church is using them even today. Can you guess, Aušra, how I came into contact with them?
Of course, I think through Pamela Reuter-Finstra, don't you? Or not?
Yes and no. The first mentioning of these psalms were by our professor Pamela Reuter-Finstra. She wrote her DMA dissertation about, I think, about the rhythms in Genevan Psalter. But more recently, I've heard Dutch organist and improviser perform and improvise on various Genevan Psalms. Zitzia de Vries, and he's very famous for his improvisations throughout the world, and improvising on psalms is one of his signature works.
Well, I think, these psalms works perfectly for improvisation, because if you wouldn't just improvise and sing them as a hymn, I think we, at least for my taste, we sound really boring. Don't you find them a little bit boring?
Define boring.
Boring is boring.
You
Be
mean
you are.
you mean like you want to sleep during my playing?
Well, a little bit, yes.
Maybe I'm playing it wrong.
Well, those tunes seem so plain to me that, you really need to add things and to improvise on them, to improve them.
But I'm sure if Zita de Vries was playing, it wouldn't be boring.
And I'm sure that maybe many of reform people from Reformed Church will start to hate me after this podcast. But I prefer the Martin Luther's tradition in hymn singing.
Some of the psalms are known in German as well, like Ein weißer Fluss in Babylon or Schmücke die liebe Seele and others.
Well, I think maybe, do you know who took them from whom? I think that Calvin took them from Luther.
Some of them, yes.
So we are basically not psalms. We are actually lutheranische Choräle.
But also the ones I mentioned are written in major keys, and many Genevan Psalms are written in church modes, in ancient modes, in Dorian mode, in Phrygian mode, let's say, in Aeolian mode. So they're kind of very ancient sounding, and to modern ears, they're not necessarily very relevant, you see.
But well, I really like Gregorian chant, which is even, more ancient. So
well, yes, you could improvise in modal techniques using those modal chant and psalm tunes as well. And Zita de Vries improvises very well on in variety of styles, not only in early music styles. He takes, I think, into consideration more not his thematic material, but more the instrument on which he plays. If the instrument is Baroque instrument, he would improvise in the Baroque mode. If the instrument is romantic, he would gladly and joyfully create, let's say, Mendelssohn and Reinberger and Reger style improvisations as well.
that's what I'm thinking, about most of these psalms, that we are so plain that you can do anything out of them, actually.
He even creates sometimes even modern sounding pieces. But of course, the bread and butter for him is contrapuntal improvisation.
Yes, he is real master,
The first time I heard him play, I'm not sure. I think it was from his website. He has hundreds of audio recordings uploaded on his website, and it was before the time of YouTube, before the video, and the first time I heard them, I thought it was surreal. I thought I heard the Johann Sebastian Bach play some unknown work of his. You see, the same thing, like, or North German music, Dietrich Buxtehude or Heinrich Scheidemann. He could recreate the same styles. And remember how we couldn't believe that he was doing them live at first,
Yes.
because it sounded written out.
Yes.
but apparently he reached that level where he can think that fast and recreate what he is thinking in real time.
I think he has a phenomenal, music talent, like memory and, pitch and all other stuff, fast reaction.
On his website, he writes sometimes a blog post once in a while, and about improvisation, he writes sometimes that he regrets that current musical education focuses on written music, performing repertoire, and not so much from from your ear, not so much develops the sense of listening to the music and recreating what you hear, because he would, for example, listen in his childhood recordings of some music on the radio, and he would recreate them on any instrument that was at hand by ear.
But you see, in order to do that, you need to have a pitch. For example, now many students come to our school, which sort of is, the most prominent school in the Lithuania.
The most prestigious, you mean?
Yes, the most prestigious and the most prominent in the musical field. But some students really have trouble hearing. We don't have good musical pitch. I'm not talking already about a perfect pitch. Far from that. And what could you learn in that case? Because when you are playing keyboard instruments, we have sort of a fixed
C.
fixed C and
Fixed do.
fixed do. And that's it. You don't have to have a really good musical pitch in order to play a keyboard, because you will press the key of do and it will sound. So, and if you would play from the pitch everything, not looking at the music, then you really have to have a good pitch.
Which can be developed also.
Yes,
to some degree.
To some degree, but the more I live, the stronger I believe that if you don't have like talent, maybe then do something else, because it's really maybe not for you. Because I just pity those people who are sort of very very poor musical talent, or mediocre, because I know how hard in life it is to be able to make your living
To do
doing
it
music.
professionally.
Yes.
But what about as a hobby instrument playing?
I think to have it as a hobby, it's wonderful. It's really, I encourage people to do that.
Because if you have a different profession than music, you earn your living by doing other things. At the end of the day, you need some kind of release, and many people find music to be a perfect release.
And that's what I think, about being, organists. That is very good, for people with other professions to be able to play the organ. Because it's perfect solution, for your relaxation time and for your hobby, or even, to make a little extra income, because like most of the church services we are on the weekends, or sometimes very early in the mornings and very late at night. So basically you could have like a regular job somewhere else and do some of the church playing.
And additionally, of course, if you start developing your own YouTube channel and get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours within the last 12 months, you can get invited to participate into YouTube partner program, where you could allow ads on your videos and get also some kind of income stream. Not much at first, but it adds up if your traffic increases.
Well, don't sort of have like uh, too much of a hopes, because I'm trying to reach that 1,000 subscribers and I think I will never will. So don't entertain these false hopes.
Our friend James Flores recently reached 1,000 subscribers. There is no reason you can't.
Well, he does a lot of that, but I'm teaching full time, so I cannot, spend so much time recording organ music.
I think you will reach, but slower than him. That's okay.
Yes. And maybe, like in 10 years, I can, buy a band for myself and to eat.
We'll see. All in good time. So, yeah, guys, if you are interested into Genevan Psalms and how I'm playing them and documenting them through my videos, go ahead and check out this playlist with my improvisations. And I really enjoy playing them and increasing my skill in contrapuntal variations and improvisations. I can easily improvise not only on those ancient tunes, but on any other hymns that you have you find in the hymnal, any type of melodies based on those ancient techniques. So it's a perfect musical lab for me, and I encourage everyone to find a lab for themselves to create musical experiments as well.
Yes, and I enjoy Vidas doing that because I have to listen to what he is doing.
You mean you enjoy that I am doing and not you?
Yes.
What are you doing when I'm playing? How are you? Uh, are you studying what I'm playing, or you shutting your eyes and ears?
Well, I listen sometimes, but not always.
Just before we recorded this conversation, I played Psalm 22, and before that we also practiced Bergamasca by Marco Uccellini. Fun piece together with Osha. So did you listen to my psalm as well?
Well, no, I wasn't at home at that time. I was working outside.
In the garden.
Yes.
Work is fun. We both worked, but in different ways.
Sure.
All right. So guys, please send us more of your questions. We love helping you grow. And remember, when you practice,
Miracles happen.
this podcast is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online.
It has hundreds of courses, coaching, and practice materials for every area of organ playing. Thousands of instructional videos and PDFs. You will not find more value anywhere else online.
Total Organist helps you to master any piece, perfect your technique, develop your sight reading skills, and improvise or compose your own music, and much, much more.
Sign up and begin your training today at organduo.lt and click on Total Organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
If you like our organ music, you can also support us on Patreon and get free CDs.
Find out more at patreon.com/secrets of organ playing.